Why do we keep falling in love with the wrong people? It's a question that frustrates us, breaks our hearts, and makes us doubt ourselves. You meet someone, they seem perfect, you fall hard, but soon cracks appear. The relationship drains you, hurts you, or ends in chaos. And then it happens again. Carl Jung, the Swiss psychologist and founder of analytical psychology, had a chilling answer. He believed that we are not just choosing partners randomly. We are being guided, sometimes trapped, by the deepest parts of our unconscious. And until we face this truth, Jung warned, we will continue falling in love with the wrong people. In this video, we'll explore Jung's dark truth about love and relationships. We'll look at how our hidden shadow drives our attraction, why we project our unconscious inner images, the Anima and Animus, onto others, why we repeat unhealthy patterns in relationships without realizing it, and most importantly, what Jung believed we must do if we want to break free and love consciously. By the end of this video, you'll see love differently. You'll understand why your heart pulls you toward people who hurt you, and how to finally step out of the cycle. Let's begin with the shadow. Jung believed every person has a shadow, the hidden side of our personality. The shadow contains everything we reject, deny, or repress about ourselves. It might be anger, selfishness, vulnerability, or desires we're ashamed of. We don't see these traits in ourselves, but they don't disappear. They wait in the unconscious. And here's the dark truth. They often emerge in the people we're drawn to. That's why we sometimes feel an instant, magnetic attraction to someone. Our unconscious recognizes something in them, something we've buried in ourselves. We think it's love at first sight, but often it's our shadow calling us. Jung explained that much of love is projection. We don't fall in love with who the other person truly is. We fall in love with the parts of ourselves we've projected onto them. If you've ever thought, they complete me, this is what Jung meant. That person carries traits you've lost, hidden, or never developed. At first, projection feels magical. They seem like a missing piece of your soul. But over time, the illusion breaks. The real person emerges, and they rarely match the fantasy you created. This is why relationships often feel disappointing. We weren't seeing the person, we were seeing ourselves reflected back. Jung went further. He believed each of us carries an inner image of the opposite gender. For men, it's the anima, the feminine aspect within. For women, it's the animus, the masculine aspect within. We unconsciously project these images onto partners. That's why someone can feel ideal from the very beginning. They embody your inner anima or animus. But here's the problem. The anima and animus aren't always kind. They can be wild, chaotic, even destructive. So when we fall in love with someone who seems like our other half, Jung warned it might not be real love. It might be a projection of our inner fantasy. So, why do good, caring people keep choosing bad partners? Jung believed it's because we are unconsciously drawn to what we lack. If you're nurturing, you might be attracted to someone selfish. If you're disciplined, you might crave someone reckless. If you're gentle, you might long for someone with power. On the surface, these traits feel exciting, even intoxicating. But over time, they can become toxic. We don't realize that what we're seeking in others is actually a reflection of what we've rejected in ourselves. In chasing wholeness, we often run straight into the arms of someone who can break us. Jung also noticed a painful pattern. We repeat the same mistakes. Psychologists now call this repetition compulsion. You leave one bad relationship only to find yourself in another just like it. Why?
Because the unconscious is trying to heal. It keeps recreating situations that mirror your inner wounds, hoping you'll finally recognize them. But without awareness, you don't heal, you just suffer again. That's why Jung said, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate. We think we're unlucky in love, but often we're simply repeating what we refuse to face within ourselves. Here is Jung's dark truth. We don't fall in love with people as they are. We fall in love with what they represent inside us, our shadow, our anima or animus, our unhealed wounds. This is why love can feel so irrational, why we're drawn to people who hurt us, why leaving unhealthy relationships feels impossible. Because it isn't just about them, it's about us. We're not just leaving a partner, we're leaving behind a part of ourselves, our illusions, our projections, our hidden needs. And until we see this clearly, we'll keep repeating the cycle, mistaking projection for love. So, how do we break free? Jung believed the answer was individuation, the lifelong process of integrating our unconscious with our conscious self. Individuation means facing the shadow. Instead of denying your anger, fear, or selfishness, you acknowledge it. You learn to own it so you no longer need to project it onto others. It means recognizing your anima or animus. Instead of seeking completion through another person, you develop those qualities in yourself. And it means breaking the cycle of repetition compulsion by seeing the patterns clearly, recognizing that the problem isn't just out there, it's also in here. When you do this, something incredible happens. Attraction changes. You no longer fall for people because they embody your wounds. You begin to choose partners consciously, not compulsively. This doesn't guarantee perfect relationships, but it gives you freedom. Freedom from projection, freedom from illusion, freedom to love another person as they truly are, not as your unconscious wants them to be. That, Jung believed, is real love. Let's turn this into 3 practical lessons you can apply today. 1. Watch for intensity. If you feel an overwhelming, almost magical pull towards someone, pause. Attraction this strong often signals projection. Ask yourself, am I in love with them or with what they represent for me? 2. Study your patterns. Write down your past relationships. Look for similarities in the people you chose, the problems that arose, and how they ended. Patterns reveal the unconscious. Jung said repetition is the unconscious knocking on your door. The sooner you answer, the sooner the cycle ends. 3. Own your shadow. List traits in others that trigger you, whether positive or negative. Ask, could this be a part of me I've rejected? The more you integrate these parts, the less you'll need to project them onto partners. Remember, conscious love begins with self-awareness. Jung wrote, the meeting of 2 personalities is like the contact of 2 chemical substances. If there is any reaction, both are transformed. But transformation only happens when both people meet as whole individuals, not as fragments seeking completion. What changes when you live this way? Relationships shift. You stop being magnetized by chaos. You no longer feel enslaved to your wounds. You begin to notice partners who once seemed boring now feel safe, steady, and real. You start to see that true love isn't about someone completing you. It's about 2 whole people walking side by side, growing together. This transformation doesn't erase heartbreak, but it changes how you experience it. Pain no longer feels meaningless. Instead, it becomes part of your growth, your individuation, your journey toward wholeness. And in that journey, even suffering becomes sacred. Carl Jung's dark truth is this: we fall in love with the wrong people not by accident,
but because of what we refuse to see in ourselves, our shadow, our anima and animus, our wounds. Love, in Jung's view, is a mirror, and until we clean that mirror, we'll mistake reflections for reality. But when we begin the process of individuation, something shifts. We stop chasing illusions. We stop confusing projection with love. We learn to love consciously. So remember, the wrong person can teach you about yourself. The right person can grow with you, but only you can break the cycle.